Good afternoon, folks. This is Game 6 of the Michael Rourke Memorial Competition in Grantham. I'm Colin Northmore, English player who's just competed in the World Championships in Torquay. I got to the heady heights of 7th going to the final day, but then started playing the World Champions and dropped like a stone to 32nd position, but it was a great experience. Anyway, back to today. This game is between Bob Violett, who's leading the competition on 5-0, and Chris Hawkins, the defending champion, who's in second spot at 4-1. So Chris will be desperate to defend successfully his title and Bob to cling on to his unbeaten record. So I'm hoping for a good game for the viewers here. So it's Chris's opening play, and he's got such as famed, F-A-M-E-D, which would leave N-S. It would be good points, but it would be given a lot of floaters. It would be scoring 8, 9, 12, 13, 15, 30 points. The good rack leave of S-N, giving his opponent, Bob in this case, a lot to play through. Famed indeed is Quackle's number one choice, and it's hard to see beyond that. Bob's first rack is Wailer, which isn't a word, W-A-I-L-I-E-R. Maybe he wishes it was. I won't think he's going to try to play it because it sounds just too unrealistic. Whereas at the time, Chris is picking up a lot of duplicates, 2 N's, 2 R's, T-S-E. Potentially, Bob's got W-A-I to rack balance either under the F-A of famed, or potentially for similar points just above the E of famed. 16, 17, 18, 21. I think it's 22 above the ED and 8, 10, 12. About 17 under famed. He may decide to play under famed because it's going to leave the board more restrictive in case Chris has got a better rack than he has, but Bob doesn't know this, of course. So I'm expecting W-A-I to go down either under the F of famed or above the E. The best play, one of the top 3 plays suggested by Quackle is Wiley. Which was second best to the W-A-I in the same spot. So Bob will be hoping that Chris hasn't got a large play through the A of famed. I was going to say Tranters, that's would be 2 T's rather than 2 N's. It's close to a few things like narrates, but it's like a vowel short in both cases. So Chris has just played the duplicates R-N off through the I to score 3 points instead of block lanes, rather than changing and getting 0 points flat. This has worked well for Chris. He's picked up a G and an E and got such as Regents, next move, or Estrange through the A of famed, should that remain open. So Chris will be feeling he's going to get back well into the game, depending on where Bob plays. I'm thinking what Bob's rack leave was. But Bob's rack now is U-E-Y-U-E, a U-turn. R-R-A-E. So Bob will be looking to play quite a lot of tiles off here. There's definitely no bonus, but he'll be looking to play off duplicate R's, maybe a duplicate E and a U. Airy appears to be the best, one of the better moves beneath famed for good points making WEY or AYE in the same spot, which is around 31 points. The second best move according to Quackle is Ire, EYER, in the same spot, but does take both E's, which, you know, we always look to retain an E if possible, depending on what the scores are. So Bob's played Rye, RYE, getting rid of his duplicate R and his Y, excuse me. So back over to Chris, who's 12 points behind, but ongoing. He's got Regents, or the anagram of it is Gerents, and they're both playable above the RIN. I believe they're playable under the WEER as well, WEER. I do believe is good. So Chris has got the choice of 2 anagrams, and one of them in spots. The other one just above the RIN. There is Regents playable making SWE, but then R would go in the triple lane and it wouldn't be a double word. Chris has gone for Regents making Grin, which is a nice play. And scores 71 points to go 106 to 47 ahead, a lead of 59. Bob potentially has a decent scoring rack. JEU plus IOU. Is there a 5-letter play until the awfully triple word from H1 down? I can't see that. Juror, JUROR would be a very nice play. Getting rid of the J and the U. Leave 3 vowels, but would score handily enough. And of course, there's a Ouija playing as in a Ouija board, making a Wii from C6. This is what Bob has played, believing it. All Iraq leave, so it's about as good a play. Chris has picked up a blank and has said, after his nice pickup, he's got Razoo, I believe is good. I'm not sure if it's a defective coin or similar. So he's got Razoo plus a blank. Now, where is it playable? There's Zoa directly above Ouija, would be very decent points, not to be sniffed at. And say Zoa above Ouija, getting rid of the duplicate vowels in both cases would be about the nicest. There's also Razor on the triple. My Zoe is 41, which is Quackle's second best play with a 71% win rate. Or Razoo is another one that Quackle's suggesting, which is on the same spot, 5A, but putting an R between the triples. Chris has gone for Razor, keeping OA blank, taking a triple. So Chris has taken a 1-3-1 to 62 point lead, to 82, a 69 point lead. Bob's got Prex, Prex, which I believe is another name for a president, such as that nice Mr. Trump. So he's got Prex plus LIR. looking for a nice spot for the X. It would appear it's hard to score well with this rack and balance at the same time. I was looking for an E for expire. There's an E but in the wrong place, and it wouldn't be a double word, etc. It could be such as, well, let's pick pixel on the rack, which wouldn't be playable. There's our American quarterfinalist from the World Championship, Light, has got his name on the rack, would make Lipes. The best move according to Crackle is REX onto the O, PIX onto the fake. And Pixes, another one from N1 going down, but would keep duplicate R plus an L. Probably expect to see such as Pix go down below Ouija here, getting good points for double letter for the X twice. But we'll be putting a P next to the triple still on the left middle side of the board. I can hear Bob's declared 35, so he has played Rex, getting rid of his duplicate R's, leaving the R next to the triple square. Chris has got a nice track with a blank and an E, but it's a bit restricted. Otherwise, he's got a PYO and double A. He's got such as row P from the R on the triple that Bob's just opened. A high scoring player can see is through the S of regions is Posey, POESY, which I believe means sort of posing for effect. If there was an 8-letter through a floater available, it would be something very obscure and very beyond me. A rack balancing move could be such as YA through the RE, but as I say, Posey's my preferred move from N2. Quackle's saying PYE on 5 Caesar. Best move, which makes Pox, YU and AI over Ouija, which is a very nice play indeed. Keeps 3 vowels AEO. So I might go for my Posey still because it just leaves 2 vowels with a blank. PYA gives a 59% win chance compared to 57.5% for Posey. Other suggestions are Yapon above the N of regions from L1 down, utilising the double letter for the L. I do like Yapok, which is another similar word with that, but not playable on this occasion. Let's see what Chris plays. Hopefully between one of the top 2 moves. Notice I can hear he's at 28, so he's played POA rather than the ideal move of PYA. There may have been doubts with that. But Chris has played next to Violett, keeping a constant, a Y, which some see as a quasi-Val constant. So Chris has a strongish rack leave of AEY blank. And a 179 to 117 lead, a lead of 62. So we're back on to Bob, who's got a rack of Blip, BLIPE. The hot spot that Bob will be looking for and will have been looking for while Chris was playing his through the R on A7 for a triple. It looks to me that it's going to be quite restrictive, but Bob may be able to play here. He's definitely looking to get rid of, if possible, his VP and a duplicate I at a minimum. But he's looking to quite reasonably in the process. Bob's played quite quickly and has taken out the triple spot on the left-hand side, adding IB to the R for rib, keeping a fairly strong bracket of Tyler, PILER, which he's managed to pick up M and N with. So Bob will be looking for Val to play through. Let's see, through the A, there's either man or men suffix. But while Bob's looking at that, it's back to Chris's turn, who has a 47-point lead and a rack of AYE, EIN blank. Through R at the top, it's close to year senior. It's not quite. There would have to be 2 I's rather than 2 E's. So Chris has played already AYE. He could have scored more and blocked some good bingo routes playing YAE or YEA above Regents. But has in turn taken out another bingo route there, but there's plenty on the board, so it may not achieve over much what he has done. But keeping his blank, and has picked up a decent rack, although a Q and a V to go with them. So Chris has a 197-132 leader, healthy sort of lead by a bonus of 65 points. So Bob's got prelim, shot for preliminary, plus an N. Crackle seen peril down on C9 or prime for taking out triples, which are quite high scoring. Bob has indeed played prime quite quickly, keeping LN scoring 34. Chris is close to a bonus if he had one different letter to what he has, even with the VQ. It would be such a vanquish through the A at the top, but that would be having a separate letter to the E that he has got. So we've got to go back to reality with what Chris has got. About the least bad move is QI above the end for Quinn. I wouldn't think there'd be a 7 or 8 letter bonus with this. Obviously, you'd have to have a U, which the blank would be. I can't see much more than Quinn being played here. Chin, as it's pronounced. The top 4 players include the Q for just Quinn, Chin, or Chins. Chris has played a surprising move, extending the PE to make pensive. Using a V which it's good to get rid of, but also using the S, keeping blank Q. I don't think it will have factored in the top few moves with Quackle, but Chris has picked up a second blank to go with his blank and Q along with a COVA. So he's got a 55-point lead with Bob to play. Bob having a rack of, well, they've just been in IN lunch, which obviously isn't a word in itself. In launch would sound like about 20% feasible, but probably not good. He's got such as munch from the M of prime at the bottom to get a high tile turnover. You can see zilch from the Z, but unfortunately it doesn't quite reach the double word score. For a high tile turnover and a blocky move, there'd be, but there's no need to be blocky because Bob needs to keep the ball to try to move the deficit. Looking for a 5-letter move ending in SH from Regents, utilising the triple letter double word combination, which is always very powerful. Best move according to Quackle is lunch on the mid left, making BALYU through the N of pensive, which scores very nicely, 33. Or munch in the same munch, the one I suggested before, from 14A from the M, that leaves the triple at the bottom nice and open. Bob has indeed played the munch in the bottom left hand corner to go to 190 points to Chris's 221. So Chris has got a lead of 31 with, although not a bingo rack this move, a very strong rack of 2 blanks Q, COVA. Chris will be looking to get rid of the Q this time. There's Quat onto the T of Regents on M3. It would have to be a very high scoring move to justify using one of the blanks as a U for, such as QUA on F2, which would be 32 points compared to 26 for QAT, keeping both blanks. So it wouldn't really be worth 5 extra points using the blank rather than an A. I'm looking at Bob's rack at the same time here. Bob's got LNTTAIU. Looking for an A through, such as the A, R, or S at the top of the board. It's, from what I can see initially, it's sort of quite close, but not quite there. Let's look at insulant, but that would be 2 N's through the S rather than 2 T's. I can't see really beyond Chris's QA onto the T, making quat. It's the best move for 24 points according to Quackle, I've just seen. It also takes out sort of couple of potential bingo lanes for Bob. So Chris is now 245 to Bob's 190, 55 point deficit on Bob's turn. Bob's just made a fantastic move from the R, the only bingo available. The R on H1 in the top middle, making Rutilant. Excellent move, which will propel him into a 22-point lead. So, well done on that, Bob. So now Chris is facing a much different situation from what he was at with the lead. He's still got his 2 blanks with CV OI closer, such as invoice, but 2 O's. That is something like a Cooving's good. It just sounded a bit too awkward. You need like a couple of disjointed floaters, such as corrosive, which I believe is not 9 letters. Bob will be cursing a little bit after playing quite a nice bingo. He's got a few awkward letters. WUDVLAT. Probably bemoaning his luck and thinking, where's the blanks? They're not far from him across on Chris's rack. Chris needs a floater, a U, T, or E to play through for. I believe out voice is probably a word. Battle's just spotted probably what is the only bingo at the bottom of Ovonics. I don't know if Chris will spot it, but it's not easy to spot. Chris will have been looking all the time what's been Bob's move as well. So there is a chance. And I'm just being told that Jessica, also known as Quiz, found it before Quackle did. It's also playable at K8, which is down from the N of Grin downwards on for a double, but it's 13 points lighter than the other play. Chris hasn't spotted what Jessica spotted, the Ovonics, and has used one of his 2 blanks as an E for novice, having the V on a double for 8, 10, 11, 14, 42 points, I believe, taking him 20 points ahead with a rack leave of blank. Bob will at this stage be thinking maybe Chris has got a second blank on his rack, or he's getting rid of some awkward tiles, so sort of burning his blank to do that. Chris has had a nice pick, and I can see straight away using the blank for an R. Got a bingo there. Fire Dog. There will be others available. So Bob's got to drastically balance his rack. There's such a awful letter. Taz as WUD. Bob's played quite quickly AWDL Ordle. I guess it's one of these little Welsh words. I could be wrong. With a rack leave of BUT and taking out the bottom triple. Chris has Fire Dog available with a blank for the R from the E of pensive mid bottom of the board. There will be other bingos available. Fire Dog indeed is the best move. Second best move, the only other bingo is Foliaged. Foliaged? I couldn't see where that was. It's at the top of the board through the A of Razor by Rutland. But Fire Dog is a superior play, and Chris indeed has seen it. It's sort of regular Scrabble word. It means something that you have in a coal fire, maybe a poker. There's Fire Dog, Andiron, and Sad Iron, which are similar things. So Chris has got a healthy lead thanks to his 2 high scores with the blanks. 366 to 296, a 70-point lead. So he's in pole position here. Bob has got BOTHUES, which looks a bit awkward. Trying to look for such places as HUB, getting rid of the U and the 2 heavy consonants and scoring quite reasonably. Indeed, Hub's playable just below the O of Fire Dog. I don't think there'd be much better available on this. Balances the rack nicely, but Bob's got to have positions open for bonuses, and it says I'm reconnecting here. I don't know if I can still be heard. It says my connection is poor. I can't hear the background noise of the other players in the room, so I'm assuming I've lost connection here. I'm guessing Bob may have played Hub or similar. I've heard Bob declare. Bob's played for a few more points, keeping the U and playing Hob above Fire Dog, which moves him to about a 40-point deficit. Bob now in his rack has got the previous lead of UKIP. There can't be more than one of them, so I don't think you can have more than one pull Nuttles. We're back to Chris's turn. Chris has got Gook, G-O-O-K plus double E and an A. There's only 10 unseen tiles in the bag. 10 unseen tiles from Chris's perspective, which means there's 3 in the bag. So Chris has got a 39-point lead. He's probably looking just to play 2 tiles and score reasonably, leaving 1 in the bag to maximise his chances of winning them. So that Bob hasn't got full knowledge of what Chris has got at his rack. Such as KO from BO under Fire Dog for block. Scores well and does the trick and blocks any potential bingos from the L of Ordle, playing above it A or an E. I expect this to be the play that Chris makes, which leave the only potential. Chris is probably taking a while for this move as it's crucial, and sort of seeing the unseen tiles and the likelihood of Bob having a bonus onto or through the A of Razor at the top. Chris has played the KO fairly quickly, 66.8. The bingo on Bob's rack is actually nutlets, but it would appear that it wouldn't be playable, so even if Bob has seen it, it's fruitless, as nut is a fruit. I doubt if nuts plus A makes anything, especially with A being that position towards the end of the word on H2. I'm pretty sure nutlets is a sort of single solution bonus. There wouldn't be any anagrams of it. And it doesn't look very helpful playing through the E of novice on the middle right square. And even if Bob does bonus, he'd have a slender lead, and there's one in the bag, so Chris has a chance to come back. The best suggested play by Quackle is Lunettes at 14L, making B-O-K-E, Boke. So be good points, but any play here really would be a losing move. Unless Chris does play a on his next move. Jessica's just joking, saying Lunettes is playable on the right-hand side through the E, but it would mean a new word would have to be created with a L after the word Regents already on the board. Oh, what fun we have. So there's no reason why Bob's going to rush this move to make a losing move, so he's likely to take a wee while before making his penultimate move of the game. Bob's actually got 4.5 minutes left on his clock. Another of Quackle's top few moves is SUENT, a nice little fat word, suent, which would be playable in the same spot. And I see my friend Natalie Zolti has won her last game, which came in late against Gerald Fox to move into second position. Natalie has this joke calling us experienced newbies because we both started at the same time, but we could hardly call it new now. It's about around 6 years since we've started playing, and both around the same level, the 170 plus. I believe Natalie is 170 before today, but she's having a good day and hopefully gain 2 or 3 points. And the Mike O'Rourke Memorial Trophy she'll be hoping for. Bob's played Stent, but it's opened up big points back for Chris for Seed directly under it. And Bob's played out with Lutz, and Chris is the winner, 4-2-3 to 3-7-3. So Bob was the final person to have lost his 100% winning record. Chris's both blanks in the game proved quite decisive in that one, as well as his early bingo of Regents. One of the nicer plays of the game was Rutilant from Bob from an R. one of the nicer plays that wasn't played, which Jessica spotted, was with blanks for N and S, probably. Vonix at the bottom, which was very nice. So hats off to Jessica for that. A good game overall. It will blow the tournament wide open. We've had 6 games now, and when we look at the scoreboard, there's probably going to be a bunch on 5 wins out of 6, such as Natalie and Paul Allen back into it, depending on the results of the games that they're just finishing off now.